So this month, I'm walking across the stage with a diploma in one hand and $100,000 in debt in the other hand. And I
Crazy.
really don't know how to feel about that just yet. The only reason why I truly went to college was because of my mom, right? When I was in high school, I was like, I don't want to go to college in the first place, right? I kind of already knew I wanted to do like YouTube, be an entrepreneur, go down, the digital route, in other words. But, my mom.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, brother. You already are holding yourself accountable in this video, so I'm not finna, get on here getting on you because I'm more of a results based person, anyways. But if you didn't want to do it, you shouldn't have did it. I already took a look at the first minute and a half to 2 minutes of this video. So the question of the day is something that's gonna come up in about another minute or so, which is that if certain degrees have already been proven to be useless, why do universities even continue offering those degree plans? That's something that I've wondered since I was in college, and I never could understand why anybody would go get a degree in graphic design. But I'm gonna go ahead and let this play, let him tell his story a little bit more, because I really want to mine this out and actually give y'all some game on this video. So y'all make sure y'all please hit the subscribe button. We're trying to hit the first 1,000 subscribers on the channel.
Mom was raised in a different, headspace. She went and got her master's and stuff like that. So that was the headspace she was pushing on me at the time, right? So, you know how parents be and be like, hey, if you're going to stay here, you got to go to school, right?
Rightfully so.
At the time, I was like, whatever. And I ended up going to Cal State Northridge, right, for business real estate. And then, bro, long story short, I didn't want to be there no more. I ended up failing all my classes on purpose and got kicked out. And in the back of my head, I knew I still need to go to school. So I found this film school, since it was kind of correlated to what I wanted to do digitally anyways. And now it's about 4 years later, I'm about to have the bachelor's in visual effects and editing. But I just got that email.
All right, so let me pause it right there. So basically, you didn't want to go to college at first. You felt as though your parents were pushing you out because you still felt like you needed to stay at home. You couldn't go out and get a job or anything like that. They said if you're going to be here, you're going to go to school. You end up going to school. You flunked out on purpose. Then years later, you ended up going back to school to get a film degree, which is something you absolutely do not need a degree in. And now you're sitting here with $100,000 in student loan debt. Now, y'all know from past videos, I'm an advocate for college, for going to college. Even still now in 2025, with as costly as it is to go to school, as volatile as the job market is, I'm an advocate for college. I'm unique in that I advocate for going to college and entrepreneurship, for doing both, because I did both. College is excellent if you do it the right way. You have to know how to do it the right way. And I'm about to tell y'all how to do college the right way that nobody really even talks about online. So first of all, the mindset that you need to be in before you even step on a college campus is locked in. You need to be approaching it like this is my one chance, especially if you're like the overwhelming majority of people in the United States and you come from a middle class family or a lower middle class, or even even if you grew up in poverty. You need to be approaching this like this is my one chance. This is my livelihood, and I need to come in here locked in, ready to rock, ready to take advantage of any and every opportunity that come across my desk. I work at the school that I graduated from right now, and I interact with hundreds of students on a daily basis, and I will tell y'all the number one issue with people today, and it's not even just a Gen Z thing, it's been this way for years. The number one issue is that people truly believe that the only reason you're here, the only reason you're in college is just to get the degree. Whether you know this or not, whether you want to accept this or not, who you know is significantly more important than what you know. Meaning, as soon as you touch down on campus, you need to be trying to get involved in student government. You need to be involved in whatever organizations cater to your major. And you need to be actively networking, meeting as many people as possible, keeping your GPA up so that when somebody asks you if you want to get involved in a program, you'll be in a position to say yes. They won't have to turn you down because your GPA is too low. And typically, you need a 2.8 or higher to be involved in most things on campus. And the people you meet, like that's going to be the gateway into a potential connection that could get you an internship, or meeting an alumni that owns this company, or is an executive that can get you in the door. That's how you do college. It's more so about positioning yourself socially for success professionally, while also at the same time making sure you're applying for as many scholarships as possible, making sure you have a job and cash flowing as much of school as you possibly can to keep that debt down. If you do both of those things, you will have massive success going to school. But step one is being decisive. You cannot afford to do what Buddy right here did and go and flunk out on purpose, then try to come back to school and get a degree that's not even going to be worth anything. And regarding the degree situation, bruh, don't go to school majoring in film. Don't go major in graphic design. Don't go major in African American studies. Don't go major in music. Don't major in nothing that you don't need. Look, if you go out, if you look out into the world and the most successful people in that field don't have a degree, don't go to school and get a degree for it. But I'm gonna let bro rock out so we can see what else he got to say.
Tuition. And looking at it, it was like, wow. Because personally, I don't think that was worth
It absolutely wasn't.
$100,000.
It absolutely wasn't. You're right.
Now, you can say like knowledge is invaluable, right? Just being experienced to different things and having your eyes open is invaluable, right? Of course. But something I've noticed is that a lot of the things that was being taught in school was things that you probably could have just went on the internet and found anyways, right? You could have just did a simple YouTube search and found it. The only difference, really, was that it was structured, right? It was just packaged up.
You're
The
right.
information was already out here. The videos were free. All the information and the other stuff.
And real quick, I'm gonna tell y'all that's what makes entrepreneurship so hard. That's why even though I advocate for entrepreneurship, at the same time I tell people this really ain't what you want to do for real, because you have to be in the mindset that an easy life, an easy and simple life is not going to satisfy me as much as slaving and putting in an insane amount of work, but being able to control my destiny. That's what entrepreneurship is about. And yeah, you don't typically, unless you have a mentor, which is extremely rare, you don't have any kind of real guidance. You don't have any structure. And most people are not built to be in a situation where they don't have structure around them. Even myself, I tell people the most important thing in business is creating systems for yourself and for the people around you that is easily replicatable, because you have to realize, especially as a solopreneur, you're still only one person. You have to create a system that you can plug yourself in, and even on your worst days, it'll be simple enough and straightforward enough and not super convoluted to where you can execute even on your worst days. That's what makes entrepreneurship so difficult. That's why I don't just openly recommend it to anybody. And that's why I say all of these influencers online that are telling you to go quit your job are foolish.
That we wanted to do was free. They just packaged it up and made it look kind of pretty, made it like something that you can follow. And, I started my business while I was in school because I kind of already knew that this time was going to come, right? So I tried my hardest not to delay the process of starting my own thing, trying to figure out how I'm going to pay that bill for my own creative endeavors early. And
you cannot start a business from a place of desperation. I want you to remember, if you don't take anything else from this video, remember that. You cannot start a business when you're in a place in your life. See, here's what people don't realize. Here's what people don't think about is that you yourself are the largest threat, or the largest potential threat to your business, because you're still a human being. There's still a cost associated with surviving. If you don't have the means to actually go all in on it without putting your livelihood at risk, you might as well not even start it.
that probably, took my attention off school as much, right? Because I just want the degree, realistically. Because people, say it's a good backup plan, whatever the case may be. So why not? But the closer I got to the back end of school these last couple months, I was like, this isn't something I really want to do as a job, right? The skill set is amazing. I would love to implement that, into my own creative endeavors when it's needed. But I can't see myself doing that every single day, 9 to 5, regardless of how much money it pays me, right? It just wasn't aligning. I have more of a...
Y'all know what I think most people need? I think the overwhelming majority of people need to take a gap year or two in between high school and college, because you cannot set foot on any college campus in the United States of America if you are not 100% sure of the path that you're going to take. And it doesn't have to be something that you want to do forever. If you don't want to be an engineer for the rest of your life, then cool, you don't have to be. You can do what you need to do to minimize the loans and all of that. Do everything that I say earlier in the video. Get in the job, work the job, funnel money to the side to another account for a business that you want to start, and then start the business. But what you can't do is put yourself in a situation where you're barely surviving, where you're not even truly self-sufficient, and be trying to take that jump. And you also can't be in college taking this passive, lackadaisical, kind of laid back approach to your own education. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it right there. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments below.